Yo, 800 Yo fam, what's good, what's popping? I am Khalid Omari and welcome to the latest episode of the vlog. I know I've jumped out the box with bag of energy, and the reason why I got all of this energy, I can't lie. Yes, cheese. I got my hair did, so I was like, yo, let me come back and record a video, and I got a shape up and that. You get me? Like, cause birthday is in 2 days. 2 days. So it's the 23rd. So my birthday is the 25th of August. Also, what else is dropping on that day is, this is what's dropping on that day. Rhythm and Prose. Rhythm and Prose. 10 years or 11 years after a majority of that material was created, Rhythm and Prose is going to see the light of day. It was originally, a lot of the tracks on Rhythm and Prose, 1012 BC, were written between 2010 and 2012. They were recorded at that time as well when I was in the old studio in Elgar. And what else? Yeah, man. You know, they were produced before I got the machiners down here. All done in Logic, using a combination of some loops. I've reproduced 2 of the tracks on there. So, what is it? Final Flight to Al-Kaf. And that was recorded over a beat I made on Machine somewhere in 2017 when I started playing with the idea of doing 1012 BC. However, the piece recited on there was written way back on a platform in London Bridge train station, and consequently like finished off over the course of the evening or the next few days afterwards. Also, what else was reproduced? Wounded by Eros or Cupid. I created the rhythm, and then I just kind of recited the bars. I had to dig into lyric books, and I just recited the bars over it in one take and done the backing in one take. It took long, I can't lie, but the reason why it took long is because there was some conflict in my mind. Because they was written and recorded years ago, it's like anything to do with that era of allegorically speaking, if you've been following me closely, is I don't like to dig up. Sometimes digging up into my archives is painful because I have to relive a lot of shit. And then also, because it was written about people I used to know, you know what I'm saying? There's that conflict there of, if I release it today, da 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 da. But I had to come to terms with that because I'm proud of those pieces of work, like the writing style, the way it flows, the energy that was put into it. I'm proud of those pieces, and that's why I released it. Yeah, so 2010 to 2012, that's what the works is. And the reason why this is how, right? Because it was getting to my birthday and I was putting it off for months. Oh, I'm going to do it, I'm going to release it, right? But what kind of sped up the process maybe is the fact that I think I just went into Logic, and I think it was last week, so about the 18th of August. It was last week, I just went into Logic, and the tracks that I've put on there had been finished for a time. And I think I made a few tweaks and I was like, fuck it, I'm just putting it out. So I went through the whole folder of Rhythm and Prose and was like, all right, these are going to go on there. So there's 5 tracks. I think it is, sorry, Eros or Cupid, Midnight in Brazil, Smooth Prelude, Smooth Interlude, The Island, and boarding the last flight to Al-Kaf. Right, so that's 6. And out of that 6, I think I split Smooth Prelude and Interlude and moved what would have been the outro before the prelude, and that's how it went, because I think that details the story. Out of that whole project, I think my favorite track is Smooth Interlude, because I just love the way it flows, and the story behind it as well is sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that whole project was recorded at a time where I was working in Topshop, which is no longer on the high street, so RIP Topshop Retail. I was also at university as well. And what else? I was also at university. Aerosol Cupid was started. I started writing it on the shop floor when I used to work in First Sport in Lewisham. And I used to carry like a notepad out with me. And I definitely can dig into my archives that's under here at some point and show you the actual book that contained like a lot of these bars. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it started from. So I'm incredibly proud of the project, and it has taken me a while. Sorry. I'm incredibly proud of the project, and it's taken me a while to get to this point where I'm comfortable to drop it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the time, as creatives, we hoard a lot of things. Like I hoard a lot of things. And I was never, at the time when I created it, I think it was a part of a wider project called Up in the Air. Like, because I used to have a blog. I still have a blog called Up in the Air. I don't update it though, because that's past this course. And I had this project that was Up in the Air. And then the more I wrote and recorded like certain types of tracks that were of a certain sentiment, I split it into the island and then split it into another thing. And then, I don't know, like some point 2015 or 16, I started coming up with the term Rhythm Prose. And then when it got to a point where I was like, I really want to do something with these. So I always used to listen to them and shit and be hella impressed. Right, that's when, you know, the whole thing of 1012 BC come about. But yeah, that's it really. So that's going to be releasing. And I'm like I keep saying, I'm incredibly proud of this project because it's all organic from the ground up. And I think at the time of writing some of these pieces, I was reading Homer's The Odyssey. I think that's what I was reading when I kind of wrote Boarding the Last Plane to El Caf, which was originally called Final Kite, but I renamed it because ultimately that's the end of that era. And it's almost as though Al Kaf, there's a surah in the Quran called Al Kaf that kind of speaks on the cave people and going into a cave and then becoming something else. So I feel like for that to be the last track, it was apt that I called it Boarding the Last Flight to Al Kaf, because I came out of the island before that, and then on Boarding the Last Flight to El Caf, I'm telling the journey about, you know, just going into space to explore. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, incredibly proud of that project. As I was saying, I was reading Homer's Odyssey, and I've got lost in that book a fair few times, and I've recently started reading it again, but this time from the beginning. So the Iliad part of it, because that's the prelude to the Odyssey. So, yeah, man. That's what's happening. And yeah, I think last week, like I said, I was going in Logic, finishing off bits and pieces. And then I was like, what's stopping me from releasing this? And when it comes to mixing, I've leveled out these tracks for years. So they're already good to go, yeah. But for me, all I've done, and I'll show this in a breakdown video, I've just gone to the master channel and picked a preset. I think it was Broadcast Ready. And once I heard what Broadcast Ready sounded like, I was like, yep, bomb. And then I just started bouncing. And when I started bouncing tracks, I was like, all right, let me create a cover art for this. Then I created the cover art, and then from then it was a wrap. It was over. So uploaded the things to DistroKid, and it was a wrap. So who knows if it's going to be on all stores before the release date. Hopefully it is. But yeah, man, I'm glad I got it out of the system, and my mood has changed because I feel like I have been productive somewhat, and I'm just looking forward to the next couple things. Because I think last year I was saying, oh, I'm going to release even more, but I never got around to it. But this year I'm going to get more serious about releasing instrumentals and stuff, because I've really got into content creation, not just through me talking to a camera, as I've been doing throughout this whole year. For the past few months, I've slowed down on the streaming, like creative sessions, and I've just been doing a lot of stuff offline. But as I've got into more like, you know, creating little videos and short bits for TikTok and stuff like that, I was thinking it would be nice to use my own soundtracks rather than, you know what I'm saying, soundtracks for other people and stuff. But yeah, man, that's it. So basically, I'm just in front of the Mac today, and I'm going to try and do a few more pieces, you know, set up the live streaming thing again and get back into it. But I can't lie, man, I'm full right now. I just boxed off two things from Greg's, and yeah, it's a wrap for me. But 0800 Yo fam, what's good, what's popping? I'm Khalid Omari. Thank you for being here, and yeah, look out for 1012 BC, because it's dropping. It's already out on Bandcamp, and someone's already purchased Wounded. Was it Eros by Eros or Cupid? You know what I'm saying? So baby steps, innit? Baby steps. I'm just happy that I managed to, you know, just finally just put it out there. So now I can start working on some other stuff. But anyway, big up everyone that's tuned into the channel. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? The following 365 days is going to be great as well. All right. But anyway, I'm gone. Peace.